Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to South Carolina. I'm now vacationing here, and as I promised, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit to different kinds of readings. I was gonna do one at the beach for today, but the weather decided otherwise. And by the way, if you're hearing noise outside, it's because we have pouring rain. But not to be afraid, I got my cards here, got this wonderful room, so yeah, let's make it happen. This is gonna be a regular check-in. We'll see if I think of something interesting that's different for tomorrow, but for today is just what we have, where we are right now. Let's find out what's going on, what do we need to know for each of the twin collectives. All right, so, and I will start with an oracle card. I've taken very limited amount of decks, just 3 decks, just what I need for a reading. So you'll have to struggle with me through this, using these 3 decks for a couple of days. And then I'll be home Monday afternoon, so starting from Tuesday, I will be posting readings from my home location. I will be back to my backgrounds, to more decks, and of course to horoscopes for August, because August is just around the corner. Time flies so fast, especially when you're traveling. For me, the last 3 months, it's been between travels, and every time I come back, I have to hustle to get the horoscopes ready for the next month. It's crazy. Anyways, and for those who are following the Olympics in Paris, the opening ceremony has been just amazing. I was able to watch it live, kind of in pieces, because I have some activities planned here on the island. But yeah, it's been just incredible. And as somebody who actually has been studying French language, culture, literature, history professionally for many years, I can just say I was so special just to see how all came alive, how all these different eras and times and cultures have collided, because obviously it's not just about the French. They were trying to bring it all together, and they definitely took liberté, égalité, fraternité to a new level. Anyway, let's get a card for Divine Feminines watching. By the way, just loving this chair. I don't know, I'm actually thinking about getting something like that for home. Maybe not my current place, but the next place I'm gonna be in, I'm probably gonna get a fancy chair like that. Who knows? So, oh wow, we've got fear. The energy of fear for the feminines. It's giving me the 5 of Cups vibe actually, but let's see. Spirit, hang on. Energy, yes, found it. It's an interesting deck, so it makes it even more interesting to find it. A frightened woman looks down a ridge that drops sharply below her. Though in the distance is the peace and safety of her beautiful and stately home. This card indicates that a fearful attitude has overtaken you lately, and you can't seem to break away from the anxiety-filled view of things. So they also have, there is more stuff, sorry. There may in fact be something problematic in your daily life. If so, the issue has consumed you, and your worry has actually made you feel like you've lost your power completely. This is not the case. You do have the power to turn things around, and you certainly have the inner strength to choose a more optimistic and self-directed approach. This card could also indicate a strong pattern of self-imposed worry when there's really nothing to worry about. Like the woman in the picture, all you have to do is look around to see the peace and beauty already in your life. You can work on letting these negative patterns go. Choose the energy of trust instead of fear, and know that you have the power to handle anything that may come your way. Your self-trust honors your soul's strengths. And the affirmation that you could use to work on this is, I release worry and choose trust. My peaceful choices expand the peace and power in my life. All right. Let's see what we have for the masculines. Optimism. Yep, that's usually how it works. You know, it's funny because it's true, but in reality, yeah, a lot of times it happens between the masculine and the feminine within the twin connection, that one of them is going through hardships, is down, is like in the weeds. Another one is looking joyful, optimistic, and strong, and they're able to kind of pull each other out of the despair or fear or pain. You know, so it looks like the masculines are on the up now. And of course, because I read that card now, I feel obligated to read this one as well. And it's the first one, bright future. A woman looks joyously at the sunrise over a beautiful valley. Abundant fruit hangs on the trees and surround her. This is a card of great value and achievement. Your reality is shifting in a much more positive direction. Look for an exciting new development in money, romance, or your career. This could also manifest as a personal accomplishment or a creative success. Old blocks are falling away, and you're choosing to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's an increased optimism taking hold in your attitude, and you finally determined to raise your consciousness to a more positive outlook. This reveals a much more beneficial mindset that you may have had in the past. Your attitude of optimism ensures that a very bright future, perhaps one you may not have been expecting, is on the way. The affirmations that you may use during this time are: I choose optimism and joy throughout each day. I look to the future with hope and excitement. Love it. Love. Okay, let's go into the tarot read. I brought the Spellcaster's deck, which I haven't used for a while, so I missed it. I think it was with me during my trip to Europe, but I haven't really used it ever since I was back, so it's been a while already. Alright, and you can see the cards here, so that's actually pretty cool. The Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, some choices are being made right now for both of the twins. It's almost like that story with the red and the blue pill, you know, like, or in fairy tales when they can go left or they can go right on the crossroads, and there will be a completely different destiny in that, and completely different storyline in that fairy tale, right? So it's kind of one of those pivotal moments, and of course the context, the details will be different for each person, but this is a collective reading. But there's something monumental in what is the energy you're in when you're making a decision. And of course, the best advice that we can get or give on the spiritual journey is we need to bring ourselves into peace, into balance, to be able to make an informed choice. Not informed from our brain, because our brain a lot of times goes into the self-protective programming, but from our heart, from our soul, so we can hear it. I had an event just like on this trip basically that I was dreading. It was a conversation, an appointment that I didn't want to have. Didn't want to be there, but I was told I have to. So I was already preparing. I started my day already dreading it. It was like, oh my god, this is spoiling my day of vacation basically, and it's never a good conversation, etc., because of what it is. But then I went to the beach first thing in the morning, and I spent time there, and I did my morning meditation there. And immediately, and of course, when I was doing the body scan and I was doing all this rebalancing and calming my nervous system, immediately it helped me start breathing differently and taking it in and taking a more thoughtful and wise approach. Not just carelessly thinking, oh, whatever, I don't care about that anymore. No, that's a lot of times how some substances work, for example, right? They make you relax and kind of forget about stuff, just not bother. This is different. This is taking a more empathetic and fair approach, i.e. there are other people involved, you know, maybe they don't like that conversation either, but that's their job and this is what we're doing. There's a certain social contract, right? So we need to be respectful, civil, and make it as kind and easy as possible for both parties. And I was able to find it in my heart to emanate that energy. And guess what? The meeting that could last 3 hours lasted 15 minutes. And they were smiling and they were happy. And, you know, it was all kind of like, have an amazing day. I'm so glad that I met you today. You know, same situation could have gone so much different. And sorry, I already shuffled, so I forgot what was on the, I didn't look what was on the clarifier bottom deck. But we can actually just do it like this. Wow, temperance, yes, patience, exercise and patience when making this. Look at all these major arcanas already, oh my god. Feminines, your energy is 5 of Pentacles clarified by the star. So this, to me, this has to do with how you're building your future and what you are asking for, what intentions you're setting. And what do you need that for, whatever you're asking for, whether it's like, no matter how specific it is. You're asking for more health, more maybe financial resources, more time, whatever it is, right? You are attracting love partnership. You wanna have a reconciliation with someone. Why are you asking for that? And especially since in a lot of these items, it's not just gonna be you, whether you like it or not, right? Energy, especially in the lives of light workers, of twin flames, it's like the resources we get, we're supposed to transform, transmute, and one way or the other, have it enlighten others, have it be that inspiration. So what are you wishing for? Is it coming from a place of loneliness and lack? Is it coming from a place of fear that we just saw, where you think that if you don't make that extra money, then if crisis comes, you won't have anything to rely on? Or you're asking for that health issue to go away because you're scared that, and then fill in the blanks, right? Why is it, why are you setting intentions for that, right? So your goals, and I don't necessarily mean goals for today, but you know, bigger picture goals, that's the star card for you. You're supposed to align with what you're asking for specifically in your life. Because if you're saying to yourself and maybe to others that you want humanity to be a kinder and better place, and then you're asking for things that are maybe self-indulgent, maybe just self-righteous in terms of like, I want to feel safe, and if I have more of resources or a better relationship here, or more freedom here, then I'll feel better, right? Like, what is it coming from? Have that honest look, and maybe some adjustment is needed. I actually was watching one of the videos by Aaron Doughty maybe a month ago, and he was recalling his career as a salesman in women's shoe store, and how he was, obviously as a salesman, he was trying to make sales, he wanted to get that commission, and he wanted to sell as many shoes as possible, right, to get more money. But then he started thinking, when he started his awakening journey and he was on the spiritual path, why is that the case? Like, what do I need that for? Is it just automatic that this is the job and this is what you're supposed to do? And the more you sell, the more respect you will have among peers, or whatever, numbers will look different. But why is that important, right? Thinking of a bigger goal, of something of, you know, something along the lines of making the world a better place. Wow, masculines have got, this is getting to be a long reading, but well, we have a weekend at hand, more time, so, and who knows if I'm even gonna be on tomorrow, so there you go, that's your weekend read. But I'll try. I really want to do a reading on the beach, and it looks like, fingers crossed, the weather is gonna be better, so I'm hopeful. Anyway, strength and death. Not even joking. I mean, you can't make this up. I'm very glad that you saw the cards, you know, this is... So yeah, it's a very tricky play of ego and courage. Courage comes from the heart, from love. It's the communication between the heart chakra and the solar plexus. But ego can look so much similar to it a lot of times, and that's the devil part of it, right? That sometimes it seems like it's courage, but it's not, but it's rooted in ego. So that's the puzzle that masculines are solving, and this puzzle is being divinely orchestrated for them, as you can see with this major arcana. So there are some lessons in their life, but they're supposed to see the difference. Strength versus ego. Courage versus ego. And it actually is, to me, it has the same tune as what I was just explaining in my example for the feminines, right? Because you're showing courage somewhere, you call it in that way, fine. What does it serve it? Why are you doing what you're doing, right? Because a lot of times, especially in the masculine energy, unfortunately, like the whole machismo, masculine bravado, being rough, being sarcastic, putting yourself out there, you know, all that stuff is still celebrated. It's still recognized as a sign of masculinity, which is not. And the more ascended and enlightened the M's become, the less they exercise that, right? But it's still, there's a trick there. It's such a deeply rooted pattern in behavior that it will take a lot of effort and time and situations to uncover even that pattern, to even understand what's wrong with it. What's wrong with it anyway? The reason changes everything. Why you do what you do. And think of situations when either you, for masculines, you or someone in your life showed true courage, that you really respected. You didn't just think, oh wow, he's cool, but something that you really thought, oh my god, he's like, he did something great right now. And you know, and you could feel it in your energy too, and compare it and think it through. What was the difference between the two? Additional question. 7 of Pentacles clarified by 5 of Swords. So, uncovering some faults in planning. That's what I'm getting. Something that was part of the plan, but now it doesn't have to be, right? I actually talked about it a little bit on my show last Friday, when I talked about habits. Unfortunately, I didn't record very well, but I spoke about it briefly there. You know, that we do this, like in America especially, it's very trendy to do New Year's resolutions, right? So you set your goals, either December, January, there you go, set your goals. And then of course, as the year comes in, they change. A lot of people just drop it. They don't even follow up on that anymore. More disciplined, determined people, they do. But the fact that you set a certain goal on January 1 or whatever the date was for you for this year doesn't mean that right now, end of July, it still has to be the same. And this is a great time, a kind of mid-year mark, a little bit more, but considering that at the beginning we usually take some time to get into it, this is about the middle of the year. It's a really great time to revisit where you are with the goals that you had set before and what needs adjustment. And I'm not saying that necessarily they were wrong to begin with, but you know, you were setting them with the information you had then. Now a lot of things have changed in your life. You have changed, learned a lot. Are they still in alignment? Or maybe those aren't even, like, maybe you still feel like those are great goals, but you realize that right now you have other priorities and you want to focus on something else, right? So it's very important to make it more conscious. How are the feminines making it happen? 8 of Pentacles clarified by Queen of Cups. Yeah, so this is actually bringing me back to what I was already talking about. So this is thinking about the reason, the cause of your action. How is it helping you exercise more love and kindness in your life? How is it helping you become more empathetic and emotionally intelligent? How is it helping other people, creatures, whatever, who have less than, who are barely making it through, whatever, right? Does it include those steps? How the masculines are revisiting the goals? Three of Swords clarifying by Ace of Swords, which together makes Four of Swords. And actually in this deck, even Three of Swords is, if you notice this flame, it's like warming up the heart. There's sun here. It's like the healing process, really. But to me, the Four of Swords definitely takes it forward into like seeing where the pain is and being able to heal the heart. So with the question we had, this is the question that masculines are asking, or should be asking, is are my goals helping me heal my heart and become more oriented towards my heart and my soul desires as I'm moving along, right? This is a true look, like an honest look at where things are. Or maybe some of my goals have to do with ego, because I have this heartache, because I'm still struggling and I'm trying to get myself out of there any way I can. And I'm getting some examples in my head, but I'll jump to the next question because I don't want to make this too long, and this is a general read. But if you're interested in a personal reading, please do not hesitate to reach out via an email address or through my website, mindfulbamboo.com. How the feminine seeing the connection at this time? Two of Swords clarified by the Magician. I'm getting immediately the Jeanne of Arc here. Message. It's like feminine understand that for masculines, a lot of times they are the hero of the day. They are someone who struggled a lot in their life and overcame all kinds of suffering and obstacles to get on top, to be the winner. They only the feminines know how much of true knowledge and power was behind. It wasn't a lucky break. It wasn't that they got help from someone suddenly, right? It took a lot of learning, a lot of becoming, right? But they understand that the way the masculines perceive it is like, wow, this is like a superhuman. They get it. I'm getting this little giggle from the feminine collective on this, actually. How the masculine seeing the connection? Three of Cups clarified by the World. Yep, the World I was just telling you about, but yeah, this is they recognize the soul connection at this time, truly, that means the world to them. The soul connection with the feminine. It's not the physical intimacy. It's not necessarily like the dating status. Not even building a family of their own. It's more like this two people that become a super force together in the best possible way, right? It's like fighting the evil side by side, also having fun and creating beautiful memories just in a simple life. This is the friendship card, right? So this is like this pure camaraderie and coming together. And that's what the masculines cherish the most. And if you're in separation with the feminines, that's what the masculines miss the most or dream of the most. Okay, I hope this was good for you guys. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others who might benefit from this kind of information. Until next time.